We aim to create an experience that really evokes the feeling of being immersed in nature. Hi, I'm Azusa, and this is Alex, and we have a studio called A.A.Murakami.
We love working with these ethereal materials such as bubbles, which of course float, but also because it of course refers to the Japanese woodblock print that are called floating world for a kind of like a Buddhist saying or interpretation of like a sorrowful world, but also they referred to a kind of release from the strict social hierarchies of everyday life.
Beyond the Horizon is a work that we have been working on and developing for many years, and it really is the most ambitious and complicated project that we have done to date. It's really working on the edge of what's possible and creating a totally new experience. This installation creates like a cloudscape, much like those depicted in Asian art, and how they're symbolically connecting the earth with the celestial world.
One of the things that we're particularly interested in is the origins of life on Earth. And so the idea was maybe the earliest cells actually formed inside bubbles, and the first cell walls were actually the bubble skin, and then they evolved to become cells. We've got these giant bubbles that drift through the space. We were, of course, thinking about these like early first emergence of life. These bubbles, they can feel kind of alive when they emerge from these machines. They're in a kind of hypnotic dance of waves across their surface. So we'd take something like a bubble filled with mist, and then we have to figure out how we're going to approach engineering such a device to do this, and that is where a huge amount of R&D comes in. You could blow a bubble with your mouth, but actually making a device to autonomously do that, to feed it with the soap liquids, to do the kind of precise movements to make something so delicate time and time again, that actually requires a huge amount of like complication and sophisticated kind of technology. That's maybe where it gets interesting.
The Passage of Ra is an installation that explores the interplay between fleeting moments and lasting permanence, and it's inspired by the Egyptian mythology where the sun god Ra travels through the underworld each night to rise again at dawn.
I spend too much of my life on a screen. If I'm experiencing technology through something on a screen, it's existing in a different dimension to myself. It's in a dimension that can't age, that can repeat perfectly again and again. I think subconsciously, or perhaps consciously, you're aware that it's not in the same physical realm as you. There's a feeling that you get when you're experiencing nature, like the cherry blossom season, for example, where there's this melancholy and an enhanced sense of beauty from the transience and the awareness that you're both experiencing this moment together, you and the blossom, and it will never come again. So we've always been really drawn with a fascination to materials. I think that's how we also approach technology. I think technology doesn't necessarily have an interesting materiality you get from materials that can actually bypass language, and kind of it's to do with tactility and probably primordial things that our brain is tuned to respond to in our natural world.
So we always try and create a very immersive environment in our work, and that was very inspiring to us, how it could create a scene that was beautiful and real. You can experience it when you're there, but when you're gone, you just have a beautiful memory of it.